Hey everyone, today we're going to go through logging into Xplan and logging out of Xplan. So when you join a company, you'll be sent the Xplan URL that you need to use. And for myself, I signed up to Iris's managed site. So mine is managed.xplan.iris.com.au, right? This bit is always the same, and this front bit changes depending on the company that you work for. All right, before we go any further, I just want to clarify that every Xplan site is set up a little bit different. Sometimes an Xplan site has been set up so that you single sign-on or SSO into Xplan. I've heard that it can be set up so that it can only be used within a building, and I think that's because it works with the IP address. I'm not explaining that well, but I've heard that can be done. You can definitely set up two-factor authentication, 2FA as well, so that someone has to have a code SMS to their phone and use the code to sign in with Xplan. But today I'm just going to show you the most basic thing. Just sign in with a username and password. So you'll be given your username and a password. You just enter that here, and then you'd click login. So the very first time that you log into your Xplan site, you'll be given a tour. It looks like this. It'll tell you what the buttons do, and you click next and you go on, so on and so forth. Now, I'm just going to X out of this for time, but you can actually retake the tours when you want to. They're in the menu with your name, and you just click tours. So there's a couple of useful things to know about logging in. It's not complicated, it's just useful to know. Your username or user ID, whatever you want to call it, that's not your email, okay? And as well as that, only one person can use the login at a time. So for example, if I was job sharing, I worked half the week and someone else called Bob worked half the week. If we were job sharing, I can't be using it and then Bob be using it at the same time. Okay, if Bob tries to log in, he kicks me off of Xplan. So one person can use the login at a time. Now we wouldn't normally share logins because there is an audit trail that captures key things that we do. And so, for example, if I'm job sharing with Bob and I do something maliciously damaging in Xplan, now how would they know if it's me or Bob? The audit trail just shows that this user login did it. It doesn't say Isabel or Bob because Isabel and Bob were sharing. So we wouldn't share an Xplan login for that purpose. And a question that gets asked quite a lot by contractors, such as contract power planners, is why can't there be a master Xplan login? So I'll give you the scenario. Perhaps they're a contract power planner and they write SOAs for 20 different companies. So that means they have 20 different logins to different Xplan sites, and it's just a lot to manage. So the reason why there isn't a master Xplan login is because when you look at the Xplan URL and you see a different word at the front of Xplan, that's pointing to a totally separate database. So if the 20 different companies are on 20 different URLs, that's 20 different databases, and you can't have a master login. They're totally separate. I'm sure I'm not using the right technical term. I'm going to call it a database. Um, so in my mind, if I'm understanding the way Xplan works right, then the site administrator could grant one login access to different companies or different groups. But whether the licensee wants that to happen, that's up to them, right? So that's what I think is possible. All right, so coming back, let's have a look at how to log out. All you do is click on the menu with your name, and if you scroll all the way down, you'll see log out. So all Xplan sites have a timeout that has been nominated, okay? I'm not sure what is on the managed site yet, but hypothetically, it could be after 1 hour. If you haven't done anything in it, it will time you out. and that's been set by your site administrator. And that's a good thing, right? Because our clients' hopes and dreams, their bank account numbers, super account numbers, everything's here in Xplan. We should be logging out for security when we're not using it. So it's good that it does time out if we've forgotten to and walked away from our desk. So let me show you what happens if you have forgotten to log out properly, okay? What I've done is I've just closed my other browser and, pretend I'm coming back from a super long lunch and I log in again. So type in my username, which is not your email, and password and go log in. This is what it'll say. You're already logged in another session. Click login to log out of the other session and continue. So you'll also see this if you're sharing your login with someone, right? So if Bob's using it and I go log in, he gets kicked off. So again, we wouldn't share logins, okay? And that's it. Just go log in. It goes through again. And yeah, this time we'll log out properly. So click on my name, come down, click log out. All right, share this video with someone who's new to Xplan. Be kind to yourself and subscribe for more videos.